Greetings, what's up, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding and the magpie is casting. Coming at you guys right now with a live 1 vs 1 game fresh from the ladder featuring spawning in the southeast. It is going to be the Wehrmacht forces of Jove, who one of the most storied, talented, successful and just all-round good players in the game. I was very lucky to catch him on the ladder just now. And spawning in the northwest, it is going to be Scoped, a player who I've not cast before. No idea what his playstyle, preferences, ability level, anything like that are. So looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the table here. It's going to have to be something quite spicy because Jove Jove represents a pretty high bar to pass. So yeah, he's going to have to bring something pretty cool. Looks like Jove is going to go ahead and pick a commander pretty rapidly straight off the bat here as the initial bullets getting fired in this game here. He's gone for the defensive doctrine, so there it is on the screen. Hit pause if you want to overview those abilities at your leisure. In fact, I'm probably going to take a look at them myself because a lot of the commanders have changed. So we've got Ostrapen, defensive fortifications, concrete bunkers, huh? Cool. Stug 3, House of E, always a favourite of mine, the Pack 43, and Sector Artillery. So we're going to have to see what Jove has planned for this. Going to be something spicy. Looks like Scope's going to find some Tommies sneaking on through to the cutoff point here. So that's going to be mildly irritating and something which Jove is going to have to address later. The map, of course, Faymanville Approach. I get another favourite map of mine, actually. I do tend to prefer the smaller maps, especially for 1v1 in this game. And this map, a fine example of that. Jove at the moment making heavy use of the Ostrapen call-in ability. 200 manpower for a squad of 6 of these fine fellas. And yeah, they're going to be trying to pull their weight here. Of course, Tommy's the far superior infantry one-on-one, but Struppen, you can wear them down. You can just grind them down with weight of rifles. Jove going to be making use of this line of sight blocking building here to screen his infantry for a moment there from the universal carrier. He's probably going to pop those guys back out of there. Going to retake his cutoff as well. That's pretty crucial. Up to 4 squads already of Ostrapen. So one of the advantages of Ostrapen here, making their presence felt all across the map. You can actually get out a relatively high number of those squads because they cost so little. And they actually come out really fast because you just have to wait for this cooldown, which it seems to take about 25 seconds or something like that. So yeah, you can actually get some real map presence here. So Jove here making a pretty powerful play, I have to say. Taking this commander, he's out on the map with 6 units to his opponent's 4. All of his can capture. So that should translate to above average resource income and field control for our Axis player Jove here. We'll have to wait and see if that actually comes through. Or whether the efforts of Scoped here can corral these inferior Ostrapen into a controllable area. Looks like a Vicar's going to be the choice here for Scoped, and that's going to help him control these Ostrapen. This AEC actually getting worn down by these Struppen, feeding some veterans onto the Struppen, so weird. And Tommy's here also going to have to GTFO, so safe to say the early exchanges kind of going Jove's way here. He is being able to secure a good amount of the field. Oh wow, my mouse is being really glitchy. I'm gonna have to see about putting something different under it. I hope it's not a hardware fault. I hope it's just like sketching out because it's on a different surface here to my last casting setup. Actually, yeah, I should mention. So I've like moved address a couple of times since last time I was casting. So I'm on a different rig. I've got different settings, different hardware. And I'm very much still tweaking that. So if you have any feedback as far as sound issues go, or anything like that, video quality, I'm all ears. Please do let me know. Feedback always appreciated. Looks like the Vicar's upgrade going to come down onto this universal carrier. So it's going to have increased infantry massacring capabilities, and of course access to the suppressing fire ability. If we crack the tack, we can see those Ostrapen, look at them go, forming a nice line capping. You can see that enhanced field presence here for Jove already at this early juncture, forcing his opponent Scoped back into quite a small area of the map. Now, it looks like they do get Fausts once the appropriate tech is in place here for these Struppen. So, yeah, and Scoped isn't going to know exactly when that tech pops up, so he has to respect the possibility of Fausts coming off of these Struppens. And that AEC ought to probably go and find a spot to repair, and then it will. Going to use the crew repair ability there. 25 munitions spent for some additional HP on that unit. Vicar's gun going to get set up in a position here where it covers the cutoff point of Jove, and I imagine these Tommies are going to leapfrog onto that point once these Struppens are out of the way. So that's nice. Looks like we've got a tech choice here coming out from Jove, who has thrown down his Leichter Mechanized Company. Going to be skipping Tech 1 for now. He's going to be going for the 222 Scout Car. And that, of course, will be a lovely counter to this Bren carrier here. The auto cannon on that 222 will outrange and outpower the British light vehicle here.
Losing a capture point. Infantry firing at us. You can now build AEC armored cars.
So, sounds like the AEC upgrade has actually been taken here from the platoon command post. So Scoped here, going to be looking to one-up the scout car game here, and going to throw down an AEC, which pretty much counters the 222 in all the same ways that the 222 counters the Bren carrier. So that will be quite nice. 222 going to be chewing up some infantry here, just looking to add some veterancy onto itself. Going for a good but oldie skin here. I believe that's a classic old skin there. So nice to see that out of Jove here. By Jove! There's an AEC coming onto the field. God save the Queen. Anybody got time for a game of croquet later? My butler will make scones. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I just had an overriding wave of Englishness. But it's over now. God save the Queen! Ah, sorry, no, it's over now. Okay.
Heavy armored car ready.
So MG42 going to be joining the roster here. So Wehrmacht faction, since last I was properly casting this game, has changed substantially. You can now build Panzer Grenadiers from your Kampfgruppe HQ, as well as the MG42. So really nice. Enables the Wehrmacht faction like more flexibility than ever before when it comes to teching and teching decisions. So that's super interesting. Just checking the costs here. Whoa! So Tech 3 actually costs 25 fuel and 100 manpower. That is so cheap. Wow, that's actually, like, pretty appealing. Cool. Yeah, and the way they've changed, like, heavy call-ins and things, it's no longer, like, mandatory to have a commander which has a Tiger call-in on it, which it always felt like if you weren't taking a commander who had some kind of heavy armor call-in so that you could skip Battle Phase 3 and skip having to build the heavy panzer building. Yeah, it just felt like that was the way to play Wehrmacht, and if you weren't doing that, you were just putting yourself at a massive disadvantage. So I really feel like this has opened up Wehrmacht to a whole, you know, a different tree of playable styles, of workable builds. Of course, my take on the meta right now is super limited by lack of exposure. I've played a handful of games, and I have cast, like, 4 games. So, not all of which I even uploaded to the channel because I'm so bad at casting now. Yeah, need some practice. But yeah, so it seems like Wehrmacht have like a lot more builds open to them. I don't know what the meta is. Maybe people are only doing one build or something. I don't know. Maybe this is the most standard thing going. Maybe like 60% of the time Wehrmacht players are using this doctrine and doing Jove things. But I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of choices available to them. Scope still yet to make a commander choice, leaving himself that flexibility open right now. This AEC definitely the kingmaker on the field right now, as I like to say. By far the most powerful unit and able to make its presence felt and boss its way around at the moment. So we'll have to see if there's going to be a hard AT option going to be... Oh, there is, yeah. It's going to be a pack gun coming on out here from Jove, which I really like. I just so often I see players waiting until just a little too late to get the hard AT option out, but I feel like with the 222 to carry him until this pack gun has come out, I just feel like this AEC hasn't really been able to leverage any extreme value, and wow, a Faust's going to come down off of these Ostrupen. That's going to leave the AEC stricken in the west of the battlefield here. A pack gun going to stalk up through the middle of the field and try and find some shots on it. Now there will be a squad of Tommies in position to block this pack gun somewhere around here. But this is still quite nice here for Jove, and if the Struppens are able to push these Tommies out of the way, then this AEC could get cut off if the pack gun is able to move to cover this area here. So we'll have to see. No, looks like Jove going to think better of it. Obviously, I have godlike Omni caster vision, and I can see everything, and Jove is a mere mortal player and can only see what his units can see, so he doesn't know how safe it might have been to have made that move. So he's going to take the more cautious route, often the mark of a better player, and retreat his very fragile pack gun away from the front line for now. The boys from Wales are out on the field now. 222 going to be kiting them very nicely. And as we check the British base, no sign of the company command post just yet. But you have to imagine that that won't be too far off now. Scoped. How much does it cost to get the company command post? I can't remember. 115 fuel is the cost these days. So Scoped coming up on enough resources to make that tech choice if he wants it. And you have to think he probably does. Wow, there's 222, 6 kills, not too bad against Tommies, looking pretty smart right now.
Landmines, get me some sappers. Sappers back to full strength. Let's damaged. Hit too many
Oh, well, I tried to double-click on the AEC to see where it exploded. Ah, here it is. But it got exploded just before, so the camera went to the AEC instead. But anyway, yeah, it sounds like some mines going to be the end of this AEC there. Oh, sorry, Bren Carrier. Putting some mines of his own down here is scoped, so looking to try and clip something onto the 222 or something like that. If you can, that'll be really nice. Just quickly check the tech here for Jove. So still no sign of battle phase 2. He's up at like 160 fuel. He has a hefty ticket lead right now at over 150 tickets. So you have to say that this battle has definitely been going his way. This Vickers gun going to be doing some work here, but yeah, Jove just maintaining control over the VPs most of the time and having superior fuel income for like large wedges of this game. Although right now the British player does have double fuel, so that's going to be really good. Going to try and catch back up. That's really nice. Man, these Struppens are just being so good. 5-squad Struppen seems like a really strong opening. I'm enjoying this. And Jove right now content just to hold, it seems, just to hold middle of map. He's just content to leave units in good cover and in good firing positions around here. This MG42 being a real thorn in his opponent's side. And the British forces, ever lacking in indirect fire, they're not going to have access to a mortar squad or anything like that to flush out this MG. So yeah, getting an MG into this position against UKF on this map, super dominant. Like, it just locks down so much map. And like, British forces just never want to build a mortar pit. Although you could probably argue that this is one of the best maps for a mortar pit because it's so small, but oh man, who wants to hold a mortar pit the whole game? It's so boring. I did see that the UKF now have a commander added who does have a mortar squad call-in, which is awesome because that's something that the UKF have always lacked, and it's like a proper mortar squad. I think it even has smoke in it, everything. Which, like, UKF players have been gasping for since the faction was added to the game. Oh my god, this mouse is so... Ah! This mouse! Please! Please work with me here. So yeah, we do have a commander choice here coming out from our British player Scoped. It is going to be the Mobile Assault Regiment, so that gives them the flamethrower option on infantry, oh sorry, on Royal Engineers, advanced cover combat, infiltration commandos, ooh, nice. The land mattress, and vehicle crew repair. So a very strong commander here. The ability to spawn commandos out of any building is just really good. Can get you some squad kills, makes it very hazardous for your opponent to choose snipers and so forth. Just bear with me, I'm just going to move my mouse onto a different surface here because it is glitching out. Just, whoa! Dear me. Hang on, just bear with me here. Sorry about this. Super professional casting level. Okay, there we go. Alright, hopefully that'll be a bit better. Yeah, I don't know what's up with my mouse. I'm really hoping it's like to do with the surface and not a hardware issue, because I don't want to have to replace a mouse. So, looks like we do have a mortar pit here coming down from Scopes. The boys from Wales going to construct that one in a pretty good position. That is fairly easy to defend. It's screened to some extent by these line of sight blockers. Combat going on the eastern map right now. Looks like a couple of Stricken squads going to be forced back. 222 making its presence felt. It is kind of amazing, and a testament to Jove's skill that this 222 has been out on the map for so long with an AEC active. Like, the AEC just is so good against things like a 222 to keep this unit alive, and not just alive, but have it being profitable. It's about to hit 2-star vet, for goodness sake. So good. So nice work there from Jove, who has opened the ticket lead to... He has his opponent almost half dead already. We're at 13 minutes in. This is just brutal. This game just going absolutely fine right now for Jove. The AEC gonna transfer into the eastern map. And Panzer IV going to be the choice here for Jove, who has, of course, built his support armor core. So there we go. Panzer IV going to be the choice, and yeah, Panzer IV seems fine to me. It's a relatively fast Panzer IV, certainly compared to the tech of his opponent, who actually doesn't even have the company command post yet. He probably wants to buy that soon, actually. I can't think what else he's stacking fuel for. He must buy that soon. Finally, the 222 meets its demise at the hands of the AEC scout car. Faust going to come through, actually gets the engine. There's a pack gun in the hood, so oh no. Look at that. That will be a trade. Whoa, Jove here just going to... Okay, yeah, he's going to pick that up, the AT gun. Whoa, smoke is popped. Oh, wow. A good attack round. Going to come through there. and that's going to destroy the AEC. Very nicely done there by Jove. You'll take an AEC traded for your 222 anytime. We take those as Wehrmacht forces. So yeah, very nice. And now the Panzer IV, the de facto Kingmaker on the field. This unit just super strong. It's going to be able to bully its way around the field. Now, there is a 6-pounder anti-tank gun here for the British forces, and that is out in a timely fashion. So this Panzer IV not going to have free reign of the field. It will be kept in check by the British AT gun, and it's going to discover that right now. Oh no, it's being screened. Oh goodness me, it's actually going to get the flank on this AT gun. Oh dear. Dire times. Is the MG42 upgrade coming? It is. Oh, this is a dead AT gun. And this just is beginning to look like a little bit of a stomp here for Jove. And that's ugly. I mean, that's not... Yeah, that's just ugly for Scoped. This is just looking like a tough game. So a Vickers gun has managed to get into mid, but it's getting shot down by an MG42. There are assorted Tommy squads marauding around the map. So yeah, this is definitely not over, but it looks super ugly for our UKF player. The Panzer IV now working away at this mortar pit, which Jove would love to get, but he has to respect the fact that there could be additional AT options coming out. Why is he not getting company command post? I feel like he could essentially have afforded a Cromwell right now. Like, I see that he doesn't have the manpower right now, but like, if he had a company command post, you basically could have gotten a Cromwell out. So this is slightly sketchy. Oh, and there's a squad wipe on the Tommies. And Scoped has had enough. GG at the 16 minutes and 15-second mark. Jove here seems as dominant as I remember. Wow. I mean, just a smooth build executed correctly there from Jove. Really like what I see. Turns out defensive doctrine, nice. So just remember it was like 5 Struppen off the bat. Then he followed it up with like 222 MG42 and just took smart fights, repulsed his opponent's pushes, defended his cutoff point, countered his opponent's tech choices, the universal carrier going down on some mines, and the AEC going down in a pretty bad trade against the 222. Left the Panzer IV undisputed more or less on the field. The mortar position felt forced here by the presence of the MG42 in mid, and you know, it's just bad times as the British player when you're losing units and you're forced to defend a stupid mortar pit. It's just not fun. So I absolutely don't blame Scoped for leaving this game. I would have left this game also. He is defeated. I mean, if he was playing for $1,000, yeah, stay in. It's not a 0%er, but it's like if you're just playing on the ladder, you know, just get on with your day, go into the next game, you know, shake it off, and maintain the mindset, and just, you know, I think that's the smart choice. So yeah, nice to see. Jove is still a monster. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to hop in and see if there's another game from Jove to cast, because he's really good to watch, and it'll be fun to cast another one. So yeah, thanks very much for watching this video. This for now, Magpie842 signing out.